Hello, this is Leslie Go. I work closely with government policymakers and regulators to use technology at the intersection of technology and policy framework, especially in emerging countries, and helping them understand the implications of these new technology for sustainable development goals. Today, I'm about to share with you a new chapter that I've written for the Brookings Institute about digital agriculture transformation. And let me start sharing my slides. So this book is an initiative by the Brookings Institute to contribute towards the breakthrough in technology for sustainable development goals, with the hope that it could radically alter the trajectory of the impact and bring government and private sector together in these areas to explore the potential of technology and also understanding the corresponding risk. My chapter contribution is about the agriculture sector, which is an integral part of economic activity in 26% of the employment globally, but with 700 million of them living below the poverty line. Hence, strengthening the income of the smallholder farmers will have a significant impact to poverty reduction. The World Bank published a report recently about the experience from Africa scaling up disruptive agricultural technology. There was an initiative started in 2018 with the ambition of scaling to 1 million farmers in Kenya. The institutional innovation is needed to foster cooperation across public and private sectors and create a regulatory and policy framework for a dynamic and agriculture food technology ecosystem. The AgTech solutions span across the entire value chain, ranging from mobile apps to e-commerce platform and market intelligence that bridge the gap between farmers and consumers. A critical component of the success of AgTech is the effective and responsible use of data and analytics. This data platform is an exchange designed with data governance that can unlock the full potential of digital technology and maximize the benefits between private and public sector. The adoption of digital technology in the agriculture space is also to encourage a new generation of farmers to emerge. A way to analyze the digital agriculture ecosystem is to look at the use case that support the business model through 5 key areas. In this report that came from Growth Asia, it talks about farmer advisory, which is providing farmers with information on prices, crop planning, weather, pests, and disease control. Peer-to-peer lending, enabling farmers to access credit with low interest rates. Traceability, first mile data collection to enable traceability of food across the supply chain. Digital marketplace, connecting farmers to buyers and suppliers. Mechanization platform, which is the on-demand platform to support farm activities with machineries such as robotics, as well as drones imaging. The World Bank estimates that the pandemic will push an additional 88 million to 115 million people into extreme poverty in 2020, with the total rising to more than 150 million by 2021, depending on the severity of the economic contraction. The crisis is affecting women more negatively than men, especially in lower income countries, where women are largely engaged in informal and part-time work, such as agriculture and domestic work. And that often leaves them out of the formal social protection methods that governments are providing for the workers. This disproportionate presence of women in the informal sector and the lack of social protection may lead to a higher impact on the livelihood and income, leaving many more vulnerable to poverty. Expanding women's access to financial products and services is one of the most powerful contributors to the economic empowerment. Ensuring that women have the skills and resources they need to save towards longer term direction and borrow to build the business and ensure that families and business against future shocks from such economic downturn. In fact, if women participate in the economy on an equal footing to men, global GDP could increase by 28 trillion by 2025. Yet, women remain disproportionately disadvantaged. Out of the 1.7 billion people live worldwide that remain excluded from the formal financial system, nearly 1 billion are women. And while the average gender gap in access to financial services in emerging markets is still at 9% for over a decade, the differential between men and women's access is as great as 30% in some countries. The evidence that women both drive agricultural production and rely on that for livelihood means that a greater financial and informed service provision to women, especially through digital channel, could increase efficiency and effectiveness of the labor. While the numerous barriers for women's access to digital financial services are clear, clarifying the best method by which to overcome these is dependent on the context and countries that they live in. This report from the World Bank provides the current and promising efforts that use of mobile technology and digitized data to close the gap in access to finance for women in agriculture. In addition, there's another report that came out recently, Advancing Women's Digital Financial Inclusion, prepared by the G20 Global Partnership for Financial Inclusion by the World Bank, the Better Than Cash Alliance, and the Women's World Banking, examines how government payment could be structured in a way that serves women better. With rapid digitalization, it could create challenges for traditional and marginalized groups such as women unless products are well designed with robust digital infrastructure in place. So how can digital financial services help the world cope with COVID-19, especially for the vulnerable population? Well, if there is a silver lining in the COVID-19 crisis, it would be the readiness of the digital technology to change the way we work and the way we adapt to online and contactless buying experience to reduce the risk of spreading the pathogen. For the firms that can pivot to the digital platform and harness the power of artificial intelligence and data responsibly, they could really help serve the underserved community much better. And digital financial products are playing a crucial role to help small medium enterprise during the pandemic, with digital payments as one of the key products that's seeing tremendous growth in usage. And these digital payments are also the foundation to provide other products such as digital loans and insurance, because they leave behind the digital footprints that can create the information needed for the credit risk of small medium enterprise. Using machine learning and artificial intelligence algorithm, the fintechs are able to tap upon this kind of data to provide the credit worthiness information of the small medium enterprise with loan distribution and the due diligence process. Therefore, it is extremely important the ability to harness these technology in a responsible way to help the small medium enterprise, especially the women entrepreneurs in agriculture, to help them weather the storm. And finally, I want to highlight 3 critical factors for the digital transformation in agriculture using data, innovation, and partnership that brings multi-stakeholder partnership between private and public sector together, leveraging institutional innovation to foster cross-pollination of knowledge and productive partnerships, catalyzing data sharing, experimentation, and testing of emerging technology, scaling out proven solutions through national level engagements for an effective, equitable, and environmentally sustainable food system. Such institutional innovation framework and partnership could really help bring together the co-creation of innovation between private and public sector in driving such fit-for-purpose regulatory framework. I see the pace of technology adoption is expected to grow even faster post-pandemic. The adoption of cloud computing, artificial intelligence, robotics, automation is really coming to a great point of impact for the population around the world, especially in agriculture. But we also need to look into data breach, cybersecurity, and other areas such as data governance, data privacy, and data protection to create a trusted computing environment. I am inspired by the World Economic Forum Great Reset initiative. We have a narrow window of opportunity to reflect, reimagine, and reset our world to create a healthier, more equitable, and more prosperous future. As we plan the path to recovery from the pandemic, let's look deeper to redefine our social contract of what is our responsibility to the next generation. Now is the time for global collaboration to build back better with more resilient, inclusive, and sustainable future for all. Please stay safe, and I wish you all the best. Have a great event. Thank you.